We'll go for this.
I call the Township of Aleppo workshop meeting of December 9, 2024 to order at 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Jones,
Present.
Vice President Williams,
Present.
Commissioner Dara,
Present.
Commissioner Richard,
Present.
Commissioner Haluka. Here. Solicitor Jewett.
Here.
Manager Patterson. Here.
This meeting, as all others, will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Do I hear a motion to approve the November 18th, 2024 legislative meeting minutes?
So moved. Seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Old business, 2025 millage ordinance.
This is the ordinance that we traditionally use to set the real estate tax millage for the year. It's my understanding that we don't always have to do an ordinance if we are not increasing the taxes, but I felt it's better for the consistency of our records to do an ordinance for the millage and the budget every year, just so we can research it more easily in the future. So it has been advertised for adoption next week. So this, setting the millage at 3.5, which is the same millage we've had for years. So that's what this ordinance is, and it'll be on the agenda for adoption next week.
Did you see the coverage in here?
It did.
Now, I'll just note that there was a 2020 amendment to the First Class Township Code, which reduced the need to impose an ordinance as opposed to just resolution for certain tax changes as well as for your budget. So Gwen's going above and beyond, but should you want to in the future, you would have the option of doing this by resolution.
Thank you.
All right.
2025 budget ordinance.
Same thing. Advertised to be adopted next week. This is what adopts the official budget that you received at the November meeting. I've not made any changes to what you have already seen, and that is what was advertised. So this will be on the agenda for next week to officially adopt the 2025 budget.
Christmas tree recycling.
We are doing that again this year. Public Works will come around and collect your finished live Christmas tree. That's going to be on Monday, January 6th. Have the trees to the curb by 8 a.m. These red cards that everyone's been getting for years have been mailed out.
Will be mailed out Monday,
Will be mailed out Monday,
next Monday.
next Monday. So look for this in the mail, stick it on your fridge, and then if you have a live tree, just put it out at the curb, and the crews will come along, collect them, and then they mulch it for use on pathways and things throughout the township.
Good. We've had pretty good participation.
We have, pretty consistent, yes.
Something new, holiday light recycling.
So this is new. It's a program through the Michael Brothers, which works with the COG. And if you have strands of regular old, like LED or incandescent lights, it might take LED too, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they didn't specify.
They didn't specify.
Yeah.
You put up your holiday lights and a bunch of them are dead, bring them in here and they recycle them. What they do is they strip them apart and they use the funds for the copper and the things that they retrieve, and they donate that to like the Coats for Kids program. So all you have to do is bring your dead light strands up. There's a basket right inside the door here in the office, and you can drop them off and they'll come and collect them periodically, and they'll do multiple pickups if it fills up, so.
Didn't need packaged in any way?
Nope, I threw mine in there just in a wad, so yes.
You don't even have to untangle them.
Yeah,
You do
correct.
not. Drop them in.
Darn. I hate to untangle.
They'll have some
So
strands.
therefore, it's always my job.
New business, reappointments to boards and commissions.
Every year, someone on one of the 4 boards and commissions' term is up, so they rotate. So we have 4 different seats that come open every year. We have a seat on the authority, we have a seat on the zoning hearing board, a vacancy board chair, and I'll go back to that one, and the planning commission. The authority is the water and sewer authority. The zoning hearing board deals with people who were requesting variances from the zoning ordinance. Usually, they want to put an addition on where it wouldn't ordinarily be allowed. They want to come to the zoning hearing board and make their case why they should be able to put an addition in an unusual place. The vacancy board is a citizen who serves And that role is to help break a tie or to help appoint someone if a commissioner seat goes vacant and the sitting commissioners can't decide on who to replace, who to appoint for that seat. The vacancy board chair steps in and helps do that, helps make that appointment, and that's a one-year term. And then the planning commission reviews all plans, subdivision and land development plans that come through for any kind of projects in the township. We have sitting people on all 4 boards. The authority, we have Glenn Bagley, and he would like to be reappointed. He submitted a letter of interest. For the zoning hearing board, we have Ronald Lawrence, and he has also said he would like to be reappointed. For the vacancy board, we have Sally Shipley, and she said she would be willing to be reappointed. And then the planning commission, our current member is Nicholas Kahn, but he has declined reappointment because he's going to be moving out of the township in the spring and wanted to give the commissioners a chance to just appoint somebody for the full term. So we will be seeking someone to serve on the planning commission. That is a 4-year term. And again, that meets the first Wednesday of every month as needed. So it's a standing meeting, but it's canceled if we don't have any applications for the planning commission to review. So if anybody out there is interested or wants more information about it, please feel free to call or email me and I can explain a little bit more about the position and just talk you through it. And we're happy to accept letters of interest via email or mail or stop in. So,
Is that request on our website?
yes.
Thank you. Aleppo Volunteer Fire Company Santa on the fire truck.
Another postcard you may have received in the mail. The volunteer fire company goes around Aleppo and Swickley Heights, the communities that they serve, and they hand out, little goodies. So they'll be going around Saturday, December 14th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they do request that you send an email to this email address, which is on our website, so that they know which houses to stop at. So if you're interested in having the Santa truck come and stop at your house with a little gift or treat, email this email address. Again, it's on the latest news page of our website, and let them know and they'll come by.
They do a great job.
Yes, they do.
Roads Avenue update.
So the good news is we did receive a grant to try to stabilize the roadway. But this was a grant application that we submitted last year that was just announced now. So we've also submitted grants, you guys just approved resolutions for grants to be submitted now that we will hear about next year. So, but it takes a year sometimes for these programs. So we received a grant for $100,000 to be used towards the rehabilitation project for that section of roadway. We don't have the official paperwork to sign yet, but when we do, we'll get it to probably George to sign off on to officially accept the grant. And we will have to have the engineers look at it because we had asked for a lot more than we got. So we have to look at the scope of what was submitted for the grant and see how we can perhaps modify that to be able to use this that will match what we submitted as our project.
Well, is there a time frame that we have to use that?
Like, the reason I'm asking is could we combine these monies with monies that we just applied for?
It is likely, yes, that there's a couple years for these grants, because they know
Okay.
what mobilization is. So, our engineers and Patrick Connors, the executive director of the COG, who is our grant coordinator for these projects, are gonna be working together and helping walk us through, because we haven't received one like this before. So, we'll be getting good guidance on what we need to do. I don't have anything for you yet, but I will.
And the current condition and status of the road?
So all 4 guys, both the township guys and the water authority guys assisted and placed some new pavement on that one section of the road that had sagged down. It is not, a beautiful job. It was a hand-rolled job, but it is just for safety reasons, basically, for them to get through the winter. Cars to be able to drive, and, squeeze past each other for snow plowing and things like that. So, it's been patched for now, and we're still working with consultants to try to figure out what the long-term solution will be.
Commissioner Richard, has there been much discussion amongst the people on Rose Avenue about this situation?
I think, I don't know if discussion, but concern, obviously, because it's a substantial, I have to be honest, I haven't seen the patch job, but it was a substantial crack. You know, with the patch, are both lanes open now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it raised that up so there isn't the drop
Yeah.
off or the crack.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's just concern, you know, my understanding, ones who I have talked to know that it's been on our agenda, and that we continue to look at it. But knowing that we're applying for grants and that it's a bigger fix than just patching it like
Yes.
Okay,
where we were, but, you know, I'm happy to get more communication out about it now that we, maybe as we're going through this, we can work and,
Yeah, we can definitely talk and try to, you know, figure out what we want to convey and
Yeah.
what convene or anything like that.
Yeah.
How many houses are on that road?
21.
21,
I don't know.
that was close.
and Solicitor Jewett, aside from what we're doing with the engineering, is going to brief us on the situation, the options that we have, some other discussions which will occur in January perhaps.
Yeah, January would be just fine. We have a couple questions we're looking into, but I see no issue with being prepared to discuss it January to lay out what your options are. One item, I will want to take a look at your grant because that will add a second layer of considerations.
Good. And then Manager Patterson, can you discuss the historic nature of this slide?
So in 2004, Hurricane Ivan came through and knocked down a chunk of the road near this is all happening at the back half of Road Avenue. And it wiped out a big section of road. I was not here then, I started in 2006 and I was here for the construction of the concrete retaining wall that corrected that. That section has held up nicely for coming up on 20 years. The project was funded by FEMA. So that's why we were able to do such a sturdy wall in that place. It was FEMA money because of the hurricane. Now, in front of that, the section in front of that retaining wall is where the road naturally has a slight dip in it anyway, and that's the part that has started to shift. We've done several years of monitoring. We had geotech people come in and monitor it, and the determination is that it is an ancient landslide area. So it's, you know, the slide is not from surface water runoff or anything. It is just, that's how Rhodes Avenue was created many
To begin
eons
with.
ago. Yes,
Yeah.
like just kind of slid, and then here it is, and it's just a volatile area. So we've been studying it and looking at options, and the engineers have been monitoring it for several years and applying for grants to try to come up with the best long-term solution there.
Any other questions or discussion?
For January conversation, will that be outside of this meeting? It'll be a separate conversation for the roads?
I believe we'll most likely do it in executive session
Okay.
at that meeting, just because it will involve your
Yeah,
legal obligations and
Okay.
potential litigation.
okay.
Any citizen communications? Nothing? We're adjourned.